I made a crazy risk, a gamble, and it's about to pay off.
So I want the Celtics to cover. I want the Celtics halftime. I want Garnett points and rebounds.
What do you know?
I don't know. I just know.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. This film is relentlessly aggressive and awesome in so many different ways. Adam, let me start with you. I can only imagine just the headspace to get into this guy's kind of mind. Was that difficult for you? Was it exhausting at the end of the day playing this dude?
Yeah, I guess it was sometimes, but it was thought out. These guys thought out everything. They wanted me to know every possible avenue to go with that day, and they discussed. We had so much pre-production and discussions that we were ready to go.
And it was just off to the races.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, there were some days that it was a knockout punch at the end of the day, but everybody was in it together. We all were feeling the same energy.
Julia, for a first feature film for you, it's got to be like the craziest first feature to do.
Yeah, it's very surreal.
Talk about the experience. And I heard something like that they discovered you, the Safdies, on Instagram. Is that true?
Yeah.
And how did that happen exactly?
Well, it was Vine. And I used to make like really cool videos on Vine, and I think that Josh saw them and was like, oh my, like, who is that? And then we had mutual friends, so through them we kind of met, and that was probably like 6 years ago. And then probably like 5 years ago, they started talking to me about this role, and ever since then, Josh has just like really pushed for me to be in it. And then of course, when the bigger studios got involved, they wanted a real actress and they wanted the big names, but I did a screen test and mine was better than everyone else's. And here I am.
What is that screen test? Just you guys like physically screaming?
Yeah,
and
well,
cursing?
I think they just wanted to see like the chemistry, and it was mostly just improv. They wanted to see just how we went back and forth, and I think we just really get along, and he's hilarious, and I think I'm pretty funny too.
Yeah,
and we just went back and forth, and the energy was amazing, and it really showed on camera.
We did a few days of that
Yeah. And then we had one where it was karaoke, and I had to sing to him.
Oh, yeah.
And for that one, I was a little nervous. It's
You were
like,
great,
oh my
though.
goodness.
Did you sing a song?
Yeah.
I sang Chris Isaac.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called?
The one on the beach.
Yeah.
Fall in love.
Yeah.
You did great. That was and then
Wicked
Barney's.
Games.
Wicked Games.
Games.
She sang, yeah.
Yeah, it was that one. Yeah. And then I think we did also Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow. We did a duet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
we
love
sang
it.
back and
Yeah, and
forth.
he's
Yes,
amazing.
dude.
He has an incredible voice. You wouldn't think so looking at him, but he has an incredible
There's a
voice.
lot of things looking at me that go into the mind that are of negativity. You wouldn't think he
No,
could
but he's
walk.
hilarious. He does not do a bad take. Every single take is just incredible. Yeah, and it was so great to have him as like a mentor in a way. Don't get gas. but it was like, I was learning from him.
Yeah.
So, I was like, really paying attention to everything he did and trying to channel it to the best of my ability.
We were in it together there.
Yeah.
Sure.
It definitely is unexpected. I think there's a lot of unexpected things about this. Idina, I kind of love that Frozen 2 and Uncut Gems are coming out within a couple of weeks of each other. I don't necessarily think I'm going to recommend that double feature to a lot of people, but this is unlike any role that
appreciate
you've
you
played.
saying that.
Talk about like and who did you look at? Did you look at like wives of like Diamond District guys? Like who like?
I grew up in Long Island. I know.
I live on Long Island too, so you know these people.
And I just, I did some research with the guys just to understand really where they wanted these people to come from and everything. But most of it was just like, doing the dance and being in the moment with Adam for the most part.
And thinking back to some of that history of Long Island. and
Yeah,
getting
there's
into
a
that
lot of people in my
headspace.
extended family that I can draw upon.
That makes sense.
Lakeith, I'd love to talk to you about Safdie's process. I think so many of these scenes, it's just, like I said, relentless, and it's just chaotic. you know, and what is that like when you're shooting it, like a scene like in the jewelry store where there's like 15, 16 people around and it's just chaotically moving around? Do you feel that chaos on set, or is it a lot organized chaos?
Oh yes, of course it's controlled chaos, but it's unlike any experience I've had on the set yet, where it's just, I don't know, it kind of feels more like life, you know, and the way I view life, I run very anxious, so it's constantly always feeling like things are moving and spiraling out of control. So, but that makes me feel like a player in the game of the set in the way that I feel in life. You know, it's constantly just decision making, and that's the same thing you're doing on set. So it kind of just translates, you know, as life, and it makes a unique experience.
It's better, I think, as actors or whatever, we can be neurotic, so it gets us out of our head, and we can just like roll with the punches. If you know, the more the chaos is there, we can just kind of stay out, you know, stop judging ourselves and just be in the moment.
Is everything scripted, or are they like, this is what's happening in this scene, just go berserk on each other?
I think it's scripted, and that with freedom.
Yeah.
You let things happen and come out of what is scripted.
Also do a variety of takes, like, you know, sometimes it'll be like, all right, now more scripted, or it'll be like, just do whatever the fuck on this one, we got it, like, just give me one.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking about, there's a fight between that you guys have that spills out into the street and inside a cab, and it's just so wild.
That felt 35% scripted, and then the other 65, Julia just took. She came at me with some stuff.
Yeah. They I don't know. I had my vision as to how I wanted the scene to go and what I wanted to say. And I told them that, you know, and they were kind of like, no, can you say that? And I was like, no, this is how the scene is going to go. And I did it, and it kind of just like took on a life of its own. And at that point, it was kind of guiding me, you know, like, I got really into it. It felt very real.
That's the difference between theater and film, I will say. You don't get to change the lines.
Yeah. Theater must be really hard.
It's a super intense movie. Do you have any advice for moviegoers before they go to the theater? Anything that they should do to prepare to watch this?
I don't know, just come. Get
Bring
ready.
their asthma pump, whatever, their heart medicine. Just come prepared.